Section 6 on altitudes. I can properly interpret information and solve for missing parts of a triangle with altitudes. Now this is an interesting situation because when you have a right triangle and you draw a line from the right angle of the right triangle to the hypotenuse and create a right angle when it connects with the hypotenuse, you create, in essence, three similar triangles. So if I draw this out, it would look something like this. Okay, so we start with that triangle. We have, first of all, the giant triangle. So we'll draw that one first, the really big one. Now I'm going to draw this in a way that we can tell what's the short leg and what's the long leg. So I'm going to go like this. Okay, so here's the right angle. The hypotenuse we can tell is AD. And the right angle is C. So there's our letter C. That's the right angle. Right here, for the big one now. The short leg looks like this one compared to this one. Okay, so AC is the short leg. So here's the A. The long leg is CD, so here's your long leg. Now that's one triangle. If we create another triangle, the second size one, so basically there's three triangles, a giant one, a middle-sized one, and the smaller one. Now if you look at the two smaller ones, B will be the, I want to do this one in blue. B is the right angle in both of those, right here. So if we look at that triangle, we see the middle-sized triangle is this one, right here. So the short leg is BC, so put a C there. The longer leg is BD, so that's our mid-sized triangle. If we look at our smaller one, we're looking at this one right here. So again, the right angle is B, the short leg would be BA, and the long leg would be BC. Now these three triangles, I like to draw this out because it'll help us later, okay, and you'll see why. But of these triangles, we know the triangle, we know that triangle, and we'll go, let's see, ACD. ACD, that's the big one, is similar to, I use the right symbol there, triangle, so what matches up with ACD, it would be CBD. And that is similar to, similar to triangle ABC. Now, what good does that do? Well, we can set up proportions, but to do proportions, we have to make sure we have the proper corresponding sides matched up. So that little exercise may or may not help you. You decide. Now, with this one, if I look at the shapes and I draw the triangles out, notice again there's three triangles. So I'm going to draw, I'm looking for this length right here. Okay, and I have basically information on this middle-sized triangle. So if I draw that out, it looks like this. The right angle is the right angle there. The X is the longer leg, so that's here, and 48 is the shorter leg. I have 36, which is this piece right there, which is a part of the smaller triangle. So the smaller triangle has a short leg of 36. Now if you look at this, the longer leg, this is 48 also. So we can make a proportion from this. We can say x to 48 equals 48 to 36. And I went this direction. Cross multiply, and when we cross multiply, x will equal 64. And I got that by taking 48 times 48, and then I'll divide by 36. And again, I know that you can solve proportions, so that's not my emphasis right here. My emphasis is, can we create a proper proportion? So here, if you look at this one, we have information on the middle size triangle. So if I draw that out, and notice I'm drawing the triangle the same every time here. I have the long leg is 64 and the short leg is 48. They want to know this piece of the smaller triangle. That's the small triangle, so if I draw that one out, the X represents the short leg. So we will put the X right here. The 48 represents the longer leg of that, and one side does seem a little bit longer, so pay close attention to that. Now we can create a proportion, which I can go, if I go left to right now, 64 over 48 equals 48 over X. Cross multiply that, we'll get X equal to 36. All right, next one, if you look at our information, we have to look closely at it now to see what's exactly being given. I have some information on this one right here, which is the smaller of the three triangles, and they are looking for the hypotenuse of the giant triangle. So if I draw the giant triangle out, the biggest one, the hypotenuse is in question, and the short leg of that bigger triangle is 60. The smaller triangle, if I draw that one out, I see the hypotenuse is 60 and the short leg is 36. So again, we can write a proportion. If I go left to right, I will go X over 60 equals 60 over 36. Cross multiply that, and X will equal 100. So again, given different information, so we are looking at two different triangles than we did before. So again, if we look at this, we have information on the smaller of the triangles. So I'm going to draw that one first. And I see the short leg is 9 and the hypotenuse is 15. We're looking for the hypotenuse of the larger triangle. So if I draw that one, the hypotenuse is in question, and 15 represents the short leg of the triangle. So if I go left to right, X over 15 equals 15 over 9. Cross multiply that, and we will get X equal to, I believe, is 25. And this ends the section on altitudes.